What's going on YouTube? Graylan Stewart here with another video. Happy New Year. It is 2021 now. So just wanted to say that. So Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in. Today I am going to talk about how to talk to sellers. So obviously in wholesaling, one of the biggest things and skill sets that you have to develop is talking to sellers, because that is how we get deals, right? So obviously marketing is the lifeblood of a business, but then, when that marketing starts coming in, you have to be able to talk to these sellers and know what to say and how to handle them and kind of read into what they're saying sometimes and ask more questions too. So let's just get into it. Talking to sellers, it's really easy. You're just having a conversation. That's really what it boils down to, is quality conversations with sellers, okay? And oftentimes when you start out, you might be a little nervous, and that's okay. Nerves are normal. At least you're taking action, you're doing something, not just relying on other people or on hoping that someone might, call you or something like that. But just taking proactive action to actually talk to these sellers is important. But so when you do have a seller on the phone, just act normal. It's okay that you're probably not an expert yet. They don't know that. That's the thing. They're probably as nervous or more nervous than you are, because they're in a situation that is typically embarrassing to them in a lot of cases, or a lot of times they don't even necessarily tell you everything that's going on. Sometimes you have an idea based on the list that you had, however you got that seller, whatever kind of marketing you did, whether that's them calling you or you calling them, you typically will have a list. So you kind of have an idea of what their motivation could be, even though they don't always tell you that. But you kind of hint around, and you can kind of frame the conversation to go in the direction that you want. But really, quality conversations with the seller is what it's all about. And the longer your conversation, and typically the more rapport you're building, and the better it turns out. I'm not saying talk on the phone for 30, 40, 50 minutes. I'm not telling you to do that, because I do have an acquisition manager that loves to talk. And, a lot of times he's just wasting time, because really, what you want to do is just listen more than anything. And oftentimes, if you ask the right questions, they're going to tell you, and you just kind of be quiet and just listen to what they have to say. That's really just sales 101. You stay quiet while they tell you what's going on, and usually, guiding them in the right way, obviously, asking the right questions, they're going to tell you everything. In most cases, they're going to tell you everything that's happening with them, and you just keep asking more, and you even say, really? Okay, tell me more about that, just to kind of keep them going, keep them talking, because typically they're going to tell you everything about the house, what's going on with it, why they're in this situation they're in. It's just about having that quality conversation, being patient with it, and not trying to overtalk, talk over them and that kind of thing. Just truly listening and really caring about their needs, because at the end of the day, us as wholesalers, we are problem solvers, and if we can't solve a problem, we're not going to make money. Okay, how can we solve a problem if we don't know what's going on? So it's important to dig deep into these sellers, because really what they're telling you is just, for lack of a better term, it's just ammunition on what you can use against them, whenever you're talking about the house, and also, they're just telling you the condition and, all the different things about the property and everything going on and the situation that they're in. But really, a lot of salespeople at least tend to try to build rapport by common ground, or having something, in common with a seller. If they say, yeah, I went fishing last week and blah, blah, blah with my brother. Oh, I love fishing, and you start talking about how you went fishing with your friends or whatever it is, and to be honest, they don't care about you. I mean, that's the cold hard truth. They care about themselves. If you know, even just from your own personal experience, you love talking about what you have done, what you like to do, how you do it, all those things. You like talking about yourself, and that's just how people are. They like to talk about themselves. So it's important to let them do that. Nobody cares about you. When you're talking to sellers, they don't care. Okay, so it's important that you have that in the back of your mind and not to slip up and just start talking about yourself, because although you might think it's building rapport, it's really not. Yeah, sure, it's common ground and it kind of gets conversation going and that kind of thing. But really, if they're telling you, I took my friend fishing and we had a good time, caught all these fish, and all that, or whatever happened, you just kind of, oh, really? Cool, that's awesome. Tell me more about that. Do you go fishing other places? You just kind of have a conversation in that way, as opposed to, oh, that's cool. Yeah, me and my friends went to Cabo and fished and did all that. Whatever. None of that matters. They don't care. Okay, and that's the most important thing I could tell you is they don't care about you. Period. I'm not trying to be rude, and I'm not trying to say whatever. I'm just telling you the facts. This is how we do it. This is how I train my acquisition managers to do it. Is just to truly listen to what the seller has to say, empathize with them, ask more questions, just keep them talking, because that's really what it's all about. Keep them talking to where they tell you all the information. Usually they're going to spill their guts to you if you just have a good listening ear. And obviously, as you're listening, you're typing or you're writing your notes or whatever. That's how you do that. If you have a CRM that you're using, Podio or whatever it is, type all this stuff out, because they're usually telling you everything that you need to know. You just got to listen and be able to type it out or handwrite it down, however you take your notes. But it's important, while you're listening, take those notes and just kind of go, and you're listening. Oh, cool. Wow. You're just saying all those kind of key words as the conversation goes along, just so they know that you're interested and you're intrigued. And then, that's probably like 80% of the conversation is just them telling them about themselves, about the activities that they like to do, about their family, about their goals for the future, about why they're selling, what's their plans once they sell, where are they going to go, what would happen if we did buy their house from, what would they do with that money, help them dream a little bit. Are you going to go buy a new car? What are you going to do with that money? You know what I mean? So just have them talking about themselves, their activities, their family, their dreams and goals and that kind of thing, not yourself. That's the most important thing I can tell you about this. So this is literally how to talk to sellers. So if you follow this, I promise you will be successful. That's how we do it every day. We do a dozen or so deals every month, and we're actively trying to ramp that up. We're just turning up the marketing. That's really all that takes, because we've got our system and process down now. So once you want to do more deals, when you get everything figured out, all you got to do is turn the dial up, and it kind of will happen for you. So anyways, that's really all I got on that. As far as talking to sellers, and just remember, when you're nervous in the beginning, you don't have to be, because think about, they're a distressed person typically in most cases. So they're probably not the best talking on the phone either. So you're kind of in the same boat they are in the beginning, but always act like you are the expert, almost fake it till you make it. That sounds terrible, but that's what it takes. You have to have that confidence, whether you know what you're fully talking about or not. Just have the confidence so that they can feel that confidence coming out of your voice. It's all about kind of like your tone and how you speak to them. If they're talking real loud and fast like this, then you kind of want to talk real loud and fast like that as well. But if they're a real slow talker and they're kind of taking their time, you want to do that as well. So it is important to kind of, mimic as far as what they do and how their conversation goes, how the way that they talk. That definitely does help. But then more important than anything is just listening to them, kind of guiding them into talking about, themselves, their activities, their family, their home, their dreams, of the future, why they're selling their house and all those kind of things. So once you do all that does build the rapport. Then you do have everything you need to know about the house without even asking it directly, because they're just kind of telling you when you keep saying, oh, wow, tell me more, or what about this? You just keep going. Just asking little questions. You're mostly listening. Trust me. The first 80% probably of the conversation, you're just listening to them. And towards the end, obviously, is when you kind of just say, okay, well, that sounds good. And, it sounds like, you've had some tough times with your family doing this, and it's really cool that you're able to take your friends fishing. And I love that your family is supporting you through this time. We want to help you as well. Hopefully we can buy this house, make it a win-win situation for both of us, all those kind of things. And then you just kind of get to it, and try to close the deal with them, and if it doesn't happen that first time, that's okay. Most sales do not happen the first time. It takes typically 10 to 12 follow-ups before you actually get a deal. That's just the way it is in any kind of sales that you do. So it is important to be persistent, be proactive, and keep after it. So anyways, that's how to talk to sellers. Hopefully that was beneficial to you. Hopefully you found that helpful. Please if you like the content, just hit the thumbs up for me. I'd appreciate that. And definitely, if you're not already following me, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. I'm trying to ramp that up this year. Obviously, this channel is still really new, but I'm just trying to bring real life content to the wholesaling world without all the fluff and all the big expectations and all the potential untruths out there. We do this for a living, do it all day, every day. So I'm telling you exactly what works for me and my business. So hopefully that's beneficial to you. But definitely keep tuning in. We will definitely have more videos for you later this week and in weeks to come. So hope you have a great day and Happy New Year again. See ya.